Hogwarts Legacy 2 is officially confirmed by Warner Brothers, as they are also reportedly working on a director's cut of the first game, as well as there being more games within the Hogwarts Legacy universe that could also happen, as Warner Brothers is looking to license different IP or may sell assets of their gaming division. So let's start off with Hogwarts Legacy 2. Let's start off with Hogwarts Legacy 2 being a priority for Warner Brothers games, which came from a Variety article earlier this month. Obviously, a successor to Hogwarts Legacy is one of the biggest priorities in a couple of years down the road, WBD CFO Gunnar Wiedenfels said during an interview at Bank of America's 2024 Media Communications Conference. So there is certainly a significant growth contribution from that games business in our strategic outlook here. The article also goes on to say how Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League was a massive miss for the game side of the company. However, the games business continues to be a strategic asset for the overall company. Warner Brothers Games chief David Haddad also said in a Variety interview back in January, many fans have gone back and played the game through more than once, choosing a different Hogwarts house to be sorted into for a different storyline experience. So just with this Variety interview alone, we know how important Hogwarts Legacy 2 is for Warner Brothers and the entirety of its games division. Suicide Squad lost $200 million, and talks of a Warner Brothers game sale is currently underway, as it was back in 2020, where Xbox was reportedly looking into buying out the assets for Warner Brothers games. And it seems like even after the Suicide Squad, it does look like the gaming side of Warner Brothers still may be kept in hold for now, as they are looking to make Hogwarts Legacy 2 as big of a success as possible. And it shows that Warner Brothers knows how important replayability is, as David Haddad mentioned how many players did go over the story again and again to get a different storyline experience, even though those changes in story weren't that big of a deal, to be honest. Hopefully that is something that they could drastically change in the next game. I even thought the dark side story didn't really do much in making my character feel like he was truly evil, so I think that is something they could also improve upon in the next game. And it does seem that the original vision for Hogwarts Legacy was for the game to be a trilogy, so the next game is likely a direct sequel. And we know that even after the failure of Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League, Warner Brothers is pushing for live service elements in their games in development so far. However, it was also reported that Wonder Woman will stay a single player game, and it is likely that they will let Portkey Games and the developers of the Hogwarts Legacy game do what they need to do, but they may push them to add certain live service elements and maybe a cosmetic shop and post-launch paid content, which I personally don't mind seeing all that much in the next game. I do think there needs to be more content. I do think the first game needed a season pass and an expansion to tell a brand new story, or to continue the story from the main story, and maybe even a new map area, just to keep players around and keep things interesting. There was also a rumor of a director's cut of the first Hogwarts Legacy game, and that Rocksteady Studios, the creators of the Batman Arkham franchise, is actually working on that director's cut. Now we have no idea what's actually going to be included in the director's cut, as there is no DLC or expansion that came after the game, so perhaps there will be cut content that never made it into the original game, perhaps some new mounts, maybe some new spells, and maybe even some brand new map areas with some brand new side quest content. I can also imagine some brand new mini games and some new game mode, and perhaps even some new cosmetic items to be added into the director's cut, as we've seen with games like Death Stranding's director's cut adding brand new equipment, a firing raid, racetrack, extra missions, and more story content, and with Ghost of Tsushima's director's cut adding a brand new expansion that came in the form of a brand new island with its own missions and side quests. But apparently the source is from Bloomberg, but there are no details on what may be included within this director's cut that would act as extra content. But in my estimates, I think we will see the director's cut of the first Hogwarts Legacy game in 2025, and whatever new features that will be included within the director's cut, I think we can expect to see that in the next game too. Now we also had reported that Warner Brothers is looking at the possibility of selling off at least a part of its gaming division, which reportedly claims that by selling off games would help the company avoid possible lawsuits from various debt investors, but it seems that the company hasn't really made its mind up. However, if something like a sale does go through, I think they would keep some studios, and I think one of them would be the developers of Hogwarts Legacy, as that was one of their biggest successes to date. We've already talked about the rumor of the next Batman game coming from Rocksteady, and how Sony is interested in making it exclusive for PlayStation, which I'll leave the video in the description and pinned comment section below. below. But if a sale does happen, if they end up selling Portkey games, then it would be very interesting to see who would want to buy that studio. As you know, a lot of people would be interested, especially Microsoft and Sony. And one thing the head of Warner Brothers, David Zaslav, is looking to do is to license IP to other game studios. And one of the IPs is of course the Harry Potter franchise, and this could also lead into more open world or single player Harry Potter games made by different studios. And with the upcoming HBO Harry Potter series, they could also link those games into that world, or perhaps the Hogwarts Legacy universe, or they may even link Hogwarts Legacy into the TV series universe. However, last year there was rumors of a potential Hogwarts Legacy series being considered to be made. We all have to take that with a grain of salt too. I expect many studios and developers wanting to make Harry Potter games, especially after the massive success of Hogwarts Legacy. I'm sure there would be a lot of interest in many Warner Brothers IPs from different game studios, and I hope we get some announcement of these games very soon. Everything is looking very good for Hogwarts Legacy 2. I do really think that Warner Brothers is going to be trying their best to add live service elements, not necessarily make it an online game, but rather in terms of cosmetic store, paid DLC, and I pray to God that they resist the temptation of adding loot boxes. So let me know what you think of Hogwarts Legacy 2. What new features do you think will be included within the director's cut of Hogwarts Legacy 1? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for 17,000 plus subscribers. Watch my past Hogwarts Legacy 2 updates down below. I'll leave them in the description and pinned comment section, and I hope to see you on my next videos. Take care, guys.
For my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces, hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh.